It's 5 o'clock on this Tuesday evening, November 17th, 2020. And direct from our newsroom in Norton, this is the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news on this Tuesday evening, November 17th, 2020. It's 5 o'clock. Norton temperature is 49 degrees. Top stories on the Peter Channel 5 o'clock news on this Tuesday evening is Rudy Giuliani representing Trump in presidential election case makes sweeping claims of fraud that the judges have already rejected. 3 Latinos among first chosen for Biden White House senior staff. Sheldon Fed nomination fails key Senate procedural vote, possibly under their chances. Trump administration announces troop level cuts in Afghanistan and Iraq. The squad ramps up pressure on Biden to cancel student loan debt, while Chuck Schumer says Biden could forgive $50,000 in student debt with executive order. Facebook, Twitter taking over Hunter Biden's ready to inherit as Dorsey admits that action was wrong. Early data shows Moderna's coronavirus vaccine is 94.5% effective. Minnesota gets a new COVID-19 drug that decreases the need for hospitalizations and emergency visits, while more COVID-19 restrictions likely, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said. Now count of world's out county alert system illustrates severity of the pandemic. Lindsey Graham's claim that he was in interference in the Georgia vote doesn't add up. Army Secretary Byrd versus briefs across America cancellation after outrage. 2 Category 4 hurricanes hit the same place in 2 weeks. That's unheard of. Biden and NATO have warm conversation and agree to meet soon. Peru's Congress selects centrist lawmaker to be a new leader and the nation's third president in a week. Hungary and Poland block EU budget with pandemic relief funds for hard-hit nations. Governor Charlie Baker of Massachusetts nominates Boston Municipal Court Judge Sergei Georges to state stop court. German authorities said they are in connection with a Darren Nice a year ago that neither the quick $1 million worth of rare jewels from a museum. U.S. election prompts a policy now reported to resume relations with Israel. Vietnam proposes students learn Korean at an early stage of education. President-elect Joe Biden announced the first round of White House staff hiring and consisted mostly of campaign loyalists and supporters. Pentagon withdraw 2,500 troops from Afghanistan and Iraq. Navy and substitutes ICBM during missile tests in Hawaii. House Judiciary seeks delay in Supreme Court hearing from Millen document. In Brockton, Massachusetts, one person has died following a deadly crash involving 3 vehicles on Route 123 in Brockton on Tuesday afternoon, state police said at 3:15 p.m. Troopers responded to the scene and the crash which occurred near the intersection of Belmont and Pearl Streets. One person has been arrested, but not by the officials have not released their name. Hampton's Christy Moose called up the U.S. women's national team of soccer. Milton pedestrian hit killed by utility truck. Plymouth town manager says she monitors select board emails and women hospitals after situation crash and requires a teachers protest at an in-person school days. Negative stock today out on 172.66 at 29, 737.78, SP 517.38 at 3609.53 at NASDAQ time 24.79, 11899.34. Fauci warns against destroying the state-by-state virus measures. Walmart CEO congratulates President-elect Biden during earnings call. Amazon pharmacy test low volume mail order sector. Snickers printed by kind bars by $5 billion. Now to go to World Health COVID-19 mortality rate. Virus evolution could undermine a COVID-19 vaccine, but this can be stopped. Maine sets another single-day record 246 new coronavirus cases and 1 initial death, as it risks additional restrictions. Upstate issues causes Iran's to face launch failures costing 2 satellites. Criticism case of dome T-Rex and Triceratops may finally be solved, and SpaceX NASA Crew 1 mission talks with SS for 6 months stay. And now sports time. James Harden turned down his $50 million per year extension with Marcus focused on trading Nets. LaMelo Ball on going #1 in NBA draft. I'm born for this. Theo Epstein and Leaving Cubs with third chapter planned next century and still them topped by the NFL power rankings after 9-0 start. Peter Channel News Time 5:04. Time after Peter Channel traffic and transit check on this Tuesday evening. Beep, beep. On the MTA bringing in on November 22nd until further notice, the 3 on doors adjacent at Atlantic Avenue South Station will be out of service and passengers be directed to remain in available doors. Please offer extra travel time. And Worcester train 5:51, 5:35 p.m. from South Station operating 5-10 minutes passing between Back Bay and Worcester doing an unruly passenger. And Aries, they are looking good. And Beverly train 195, 4:35 p.m. from North Station is operating near schedules between London and Beverly. Okay, let's take a look at highways and byways in New England on this Tuesday evening. 95 in the southbound side, so up to 128 Canton, 24 southbound, a little bit slow between 128 Canton and Nando, 27 to Buckton, and 123 around the area, the fatal accident in Belmont and Pearl Street in Buckton, and 123 westbound, it's backed up near Manley Street, near the Buckton VA Hospital. Eastbound side is backed up from the Stonehill College in East Norway and on the Pearl Street, so expect some delays when that area. And Route 3 is southbound side, slow between Braintree down to Weymouth, and 95 is the southbound side, slow between Protective Providence, 195, westbound side, low on the Providence stretch, and 95 northbound side to the Providence stretch, and 146 on both ends is backbound, and off Smithford stretch, and Jamestown, Mount Up, Sagama River, and Mount Up Bridge is out, looking good. Train on the northbound side, a little bit on the Born Waterway, and 7 Expressway on the northbound side, low to the Dorchester stretch, 7 Expressway southbound side, so between the back down the gas tanks. And 120 on the southbound side, a little bit slow between Denver's and the Peabody. 120 a little bit slow on the northbound side, right? Route 93 out of Redden stretch, and 128 southbound side at the Burlington stretch. 39395. Otherwise, looking good from 120 to the New Hampshire border. 495, looking good from Amesbury down to Wareham. Central Mass highways are looking good. Western Massachusetts, 91, a little bit slow on the northbound stretch. Mass back on the westbound side, 1 in Springfield. And 84 westbound side, a little bit slow on the Waterbury stretch. And Merritt Parkway eastbound slow between Westport down to Bridgeport, Connecticut, 95 on the northbound side, a little bit slow between Sunford down to Bridgeport, and 95 on the southbound slow between New Haven down to West Haven, and up in northern New England, Vermont, 91 southbound side, little upstate Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine and Wisconsin, looking good, except the 95 on the southbound side, a little bit slow on the Maine Canadian border. Peter Chill News Time is 5:07 tonight. High pressure then builds over the earth tonight to the wind tonight, then bringing with its dry conditions, but then sales week polar mass to the south of New England, and high pressure then shifts off of New England on Thursday. This will bring a warmer trend later this week with temperatures rebounding about normal Friday throughout the weekend. And wake service will over then the meteor analysts say that south of Long Island will continue to the progress east throughout this evening. And right now it's picking up on bands of precipitation associated with the merger of the Great Lakes. This continues to extend now, moving into the Berkshires and the Litchfield Hills, and the currently at snowing across much of eastern New York. Those bands that are pretty dry and the low levels across southern New England, and those bands may not eventually much further than a Worcester and Tallinn Connecticut line, given just warm enough wet bulb temperatures, it should be keep precipitation. It's predominantly plain rain, except for a storm, and the Berkshires expected most areas to trend to around 9 to 10 p.m. After the story for Nina's relatively short-lived and set shot at a much colder that it is anticipated tonight. Keep northwest winds up with some occasional gusts at 20-25 miles an hour times, and dryness, but midnight will help slow the temperature cool, but expected clear skies and better radiation cooling with expected 925 millibars temperatures fall to 8 below to 11 below Celsius. Should have widespread lows in the 25. Daybreak with wind chills in the single digits and rain at mid upper teens elsewhere. Okay, let's take a look at our forecast. It goes like this. Mostly cloudy during evening, but tonight will gradually with a low 27 degrees. Northwest about 6 to 9 mile an hour for Wednesday. South Cap at 36 to low 17. North spot 5 to 13 mile an hour. Good size 23 mile an hour for Thursday. Most of the South Cap 45, low 39 degrees. Light west wind giving the southwest bound 5 to 10 mile an hour in the morning. Winds good size 20 miles an hour for Friday. Most of the South Cap have at 38, low 41 degrees. Southwest bound 5 to 10 mile an hour. Good size 21 miles an hour for Saturday. South Cap 57, low 36 degrees. Northwest bound 3 to 6 mile an hour. And for Sunday, most of the clouds at 34, low 46 degrees. And common given southeast bound 5 to 7 mile an hour in the afternoon. Monday, chip showers, mostly clouds coming 61, low 37 degrees. South about 6 to 9 mile an hour. Good size 20 mile an hour, just to 35%, and for Tuesday, putt to south, 47 degrees, north at about 6 to 8 mile an hour. Right now, not in it, overcast of 46 degrees, and that's going to be for the Peter Show. 5 o'clock news on this Tuesday evening, November 17th, 2020. I'm Peter J. Woods. Hope you have a good evening and goodbye day. To stay safe, be positive, be healthy, be well. I'll see you at 10 o'clock for 10 o'clock night report. Hope you have a good evening.